So many people gave the test on Sunday. Wow, amazing. So your test will be open from 6:30 p.m. in the evening IST from the till the next day 6:30 a.m. IST, okay? But don't wait for the end moment to give the test. Okay? And what I was saying was that all of you know, right? This is Gita Olympiad. We are following that format. Yes, all of you know that. And you have to pass each and every level. Okay. So people who did not give the test, this is for them basically, that please give your next test because it will be counted for your level 1 certificate or not, whether you will get the bronze medal certificate or not. Okay, and people who already gave the test, you have to continue doing it. Okay, if you miss the next test, then you will miss your certificate. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, and one more thing, when you submit your test, you will be getting a mail ID. I mean, you will be getting a mail. Okay, in that, your answer sheet will be there. Okay, until and unless you get that mail, your test is not submitted. Okay, so whatever mail you fill, on that mail only you'll get an answer sheet. Okay, so next time, if you do not get your answer sheet in a mail ID, then give your test again. Okay, that means your test was not submitted, you are supposed to give again. Because if you ask us why is my marks not seen, we will ask you to show your mail. Okay, the mail that you must have received when you gave the answer. Okay, so be careful with that. Okay, it's clear, right? Everybody's aware. Mail, Google Forms. You all are COVID batch students, I guess. Everybody has attended exams online. Yes? Okay. So now we will proceed with our session. We have Satish sir here. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mataji. We can start?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Good evening, everyone. Before beginning with your next class second session, just small thing, couple of things. What Mataji have highlighted is essential for all us to learn this and be a better student as well as better person over the period. Our objective is to make you aware about all things what we're trying to and add into Gita Olympiads these sessions. And these sessions like Sadachar Samskar, Bhagavad Gita, and few more will help you to shape up the as a person and as a better person. Now, I will give couple of minutes to all of you to identify what we have learned in last class. One. Second, have you applied in a week's time in your routine? And yeah, so that's the two things which I want you from all of you. If you can jot down the points, write in your book, or maybe just make a summary what you have learned. And based on the timings, I will ask at least one or two students, and in the end, after this, we'll start the session. It'll take a couple of minutes and then we'll start. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Who maybe any one of you, Palki Senapati, you want to say something about last session, what you have learned, and have you applied something? I think so you are not able to. Yeah, you are unmute now.
About how to get where to get up,
Okay.
and we learned about the slokas
Mm-hmm.
before bath and after waking up.
Okay. Fine. No problem. So what I'll do is I'll just take a few minutes to summarize what we have learned. Last session we understood what is the good time to wake up early in the morning. That is Brahma Muhurta. Second, what are the disadvantages of uh, getting early in the morning and going late to the bed. Now, after this, we understood with the reference of Bhagavad Gita and Vedic tradition, what are the steps to be followed as a person after getting up of the bed, after rising from the bed, after early morning rise, after getting from the bed. Then we had to read shlokas. One was Shantakaram Bhujang Shayanam. Then next shloka was once we stepped down from the bed was Samudra Vasne Devi Parvat Sane Mandale. This was the other shloka. Then after this, once we take a holy bath, what shloka need to be recited? Then after this, there was purification mantra which we can chant after taking bath to purify ourselves. Om apavitro pavitrova. These are a few shlokas and the learnings from the last class. Now today's class is a bit different, and we would be building on this what we have learned for the last class. Give me a couple of seconds. I'll share my screen and show you the details. Let me know if you can see my screen. Today's session is a bit unique, and wherein we would be. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So today's topic is enlarge the screen. Types of food and disadvantage of non-veg. So idea is to make you aware about what are different foods we eat day to day and what are disadvantage. Before getting into this detail in the topic, we would like to explain that why this is important in our journey as a student or as a professional or as a person in society. Now, there is a very small saying in society that Hindi we say "Jaisa khaye ann waisa hoye man." So it's very essential that uh, we what we eat represent ourselves, and same is the mental status of us. So as per science, or as per the current modern terms, we identify food in terms of two kinds of food. One is veg and non-veg. But however, as per Vedic tradition and as per Shastras, the food is identified in different forms based on the gunas, what we acquire after eating that, or what are different types of food based on the qualities and based on the mental state, what uh, what we do after eating. So in this, the food is classified in three different types as per Vedic traditions and as per Ayurveda. One um, one is sattvic, second is rajasic, and third is tamasic. Sattvic means basically, I'll just share my screen. Types of food basically, here we have seen sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. In sattvic, we can see that it's basically essentially identifies that anything which is natural, which is God given, and in which it might be juicy substance, it might be natural, fresh, which is uncooked or semi-cooked. Uncooked mostly is uncooked, so which is raw, that has the natural tendency, natural qualities, and it has the mode of goodness in that. Satoguna. So guna, mode of goodness. That's is sattvic. Second type of food. Yeah. So I just mentioned here that the food which is juicy, natural, tasteful, and soothing and beneficial for us. It might includes the anything which is uncooked, like grain, pulses, beans, fruits. So these are the sattvic food. Whenever we cook this, still it's a kind of vegetarian food. It's termed as a sattvic food. It has the mode of goodness in it. Next is the rajasic food, wherein in this anything which we use in excess quantity, means suppose might be sugar or it might be salt, might be have different kind of smell. So that becomes rajasic because it induces the taste buds. So rajasic means more toward the taste buds, which might be which in this a person might be when person eat these kind of food, he might be energetic, bold. This kind of scenarios comes in the rajasic. Very spicy, salty, these kind of foods comes into rajasic food. And the mode of ignorance is high in this, wherein which may develop not a better state of individual or better state of mind in this after eating this food, because you might feel dull, you might feel lethargic. These kind of food helps you it is advantage of eating this kind of food. Now third type of food is tamasic. Essentially in this our objective is to make you aware why tamasic food uh, is not a right kind of food. As per Shastra, as per Bhagavad Gita, all food has different impact. All food or type of food which we eat has their different repercussions after having that. So in this, anything which is impure, which has pungent or not good taste, or it have the foul smell, essentially meat products, non-veg, what we classify, eggs, then intoxication drinks like alcohol, tobacco, onion, garlic, fermented, these kind of products are called as tamasic food or overripe. We sadawa kind of this, which is not right, is a tamasic. Propose tamasic food. These are not a right fit for any person who is trying to be in mode of goodness. Second, who is trying to be in trying to have spiritual practices over the period. So these kind of foods can be ignored. Suppose some of people may have these kind of have their non-veg or eggs, these, but over the period, once you want to be in sattvic state, you have to keep get rid of these kind of foods, tamasic food. Essentially this is unfit for consumption if you're doing the spiritual activity or bhakti in your life. So now we have seen the different five types of food classified as per Shastras. Now, why these are essential? Because as initially I stated, it affects the mind, body, and soul. Because what we eat, what we'll try to say, what we'll try to sense, that's very essential for anyone. Now, suppose let's take example of sattvic food. So, what is the impact of sattvic food? So, it what it does basically, sattvic food gives you the focus. It make you focus. It helps you to uh, stay focused because you're eating natural foods. What it happens, natural juices or natural maybe pulses or some which is vegetarian food. It gives you more strength to your internal structure of your body. We'll see in detail after this. I think so. We have, yeah. So effects on the mind, body, and these kind of foods have different impacts based on their qualities and impact. Now, what it does basically, sattvic food increases the duration of life. It means basically once we eat good food or maybe the food which is natural, juicy, so we have the better control on ourselves, because that gives the it boosts the metabolism and gives the vitality and more flexibility to our body. Second, it helps to focus us, keeps our control, and makes us peaceful, because sattvic food based on the mode of goodness will act accordingly. Yes, naturally it gives the strength because the natural substitute, natural substance, it gives the our happiness and satisfaction. Natural foods during, as Matai said, we all are COVID, you have learned all this. So during that time, immunity was one of the key factor for anyone who was trying to search for. So this natural food has the natural immunity toward different problems, healings problems. So it helps to solve this problem naturally, because artificially we prepare something, it might have the less impact compared to natural substitutes. So that's the advantage of having sattvic food in our day-to-day life and shaping ourselves as a person over the period. Let's see what is the Rajasic food. Rajasic food basically, as I initially stated, it's basically a person would be more energetic or have aggression and more passionate. The mode of ignorance is high in this, and in this causes basically imbalance. Yeah. So person has the, since the aggression, so they cannot control the emotions, energy. They might be violent sometime, uh, or they might have the emotional imbalance during the discussion with anyone. So it increase the excitement. It might be create depression because of the food consumption type. And person may be self, in this case people are trying to get more selfish and more possessive about themselves. So that's the disadvantage about having these kind of foods. And they are more taste, I initially said taste oriented people, they seek more pleasure and try to be more selfish based on the food what they take. So these are the few qualities of having Rajasic food. Yeah, tamasic food, was initially with what we recommended. Typically, it's non-veg and food which is not fit for consumption. Essentially, as per Shastra, any food which is after cooked after, we should not have any food after 2.5, 3 hours when it's cooked. But once it's offered to Lord, it's a fit for us, fit for our consumption. But we should avoid having food after preparation of more than 2.5 or 3 hours. That should be avoided, because what is it will have, it will become a tamasic food, because it will have the as per science it will have a lot of bacteria which have pungent smell, and it will not have the natural substance or the immunity what we used to have in the sattvic food. So in this, people will lose the essential quality of food. So and what will happen? They will be emotion. There will be emotion imbalance. They will be jealous having these kind of foods, because this will give you more we can say delusions, or maybe disregard to other feelings, and have bad thoughts in the mind. So these kind of people always maybe you can say complaining nature or using wrong ways, try to justify what they have done. So tamasic food have the impact in the mind, and a person may be more tamasic on this. Now, what is the impact of what, how person will behave in this? So in this, what will happen? These kind of person or people having this kind of food are always easygoing, and they will go with the flow. You will say yes, they will say yes. Someone will say no, someone he will say no. So they don't have the control on himself or herself because of having this kind of food. So that's it, again disadvantage of this food. And people may lose imbalance on their mind. They cannot control themselves. Now, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, out of these, sattvic food, people have the strong balance on their mind, pure mind. They are not bothered about the results. So what result will come, they will not bother. Whereas in rajasic case, person is always selfish and pleasure seeking person. Tamasic person will be always a mode of ignorance, complaining, easygoing, and indulge into a lot of wrong things which is not unwanted. for any individual to be a better person. Now let's see, very important section of this session would be why we should avoid non-veg. So non-veg comes in which section, which kind of food? Tamasic. So now in this, what will be impact of non-veg? Any guesses? Anyone want to say something on this? Or anyone anyone can raise their hand. I'll just see. I'm not able to see. Anyone? Manvi or Manmeet or Chinmay? Do you want to say something? Anyone? I see your hand raised.
Blockage of cor-
So blockage,
cortical and
blockage.
respiration, heart, electin,
Okay, blockage.
and breast and stomach cancer and other diseases.
Okay, okay. Blockage you have just seen right now. So maybe according to you, maybe if you have any kind of perception, what whether it is right or wrong is different thing. But what?
Because it is bad for health.
Okay, anyone?
So my mother stopped for one Sunday non-veg.
Acha. Okay, okay. Anyone more? Maybe Ayana, you want to say something?
Bad. For better clarity.
Better clarity. Okay.
Mind.
Mind. Okay, fine. Because people having non-veg would not have a tamasic quality in themselves, so they will be imbalanced, more result oriented. I want these kind of results. Yes, fine. Any more? Maybe. Okay, fine. So let's get to our topic. Let me know if you can see my screen still or not. You can see my screen.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Okay, okay, fine. Yes, the very important point. Once you eat the non-veg, because it's a hard protein, and protein, as per science and as per Shastra, protein takes long time to digest in your body. Reason is that it causes blockage because once you eat more number of protein, it gets blocked, and some residue which is left is always there in your body, and it takes times. Mostly people having non-veg, they have kidney stones. I've seen a lot of people having this chest congestion, sometime chest burns. They have respiratory issues. So these kind of issues they face over the period. That's a very important factor because while eating this, protein is gets residue substituted. That's the reason it's has the blockage, major region. Next point, as I mentioned, protein is difficult to digest because if you have a protein in different form, maybe soya chunks or soya protein, because it is diluted and less concentrated form of the, or maybe less concentrated form of protein, whereas this is a highly unnatural and you can say concentrated form of protein, and it take a lot of time to digest. While since it is not digested properly, it will cause digestive issues in our intestine, maybe mostly in large intestine. That's the issue we faced by any user. So it's typically recommended not to have this kind of foods. Yes, as I mentioned, it contain high protein, proportion of protein, and that's the reason it's become very people cannot digest this naturally, because it's a natural, though it's an animal substitute, but it take a lot of time to digest. Yes, yeah. Fourth point is increase the tamoguna. Uh, as I mentioned, the person is more goal oriented. I want X result because I have done this. now anticipating a result. So you are overthinking in this one. Second, you're based on the based on the qualities. Tamaguna is very heavy in your means. Ignorance, ignorance is very high in this. And person may, though may or may not be demonic, but at least it resembles that person is trying to be demonic nature and want to control something which is beyond the person's capability still. So that's the reason Tamaguna is very heavy on individual. Now, fifth point is, suppose a person is have taking non-veg or eating eggs, other fermented products, which is not prescribed as per the Shastra, then person who is doing spiritual practices is always getting rid of from this. So they may be demonic nature and they want to go away from the godly nature, and they don't want to continue the spiritual path. And and in this case they don't in fact have the persistence to be on the spiritual journey, because if you are constantly eating, you are spoiling your the nature of goodness or goodness in you in yourself. The satoguna would be dying slowly, and you will finally be a completely tamaguna person, or you have will be tamasic person, and spiritual practices would be impacted because of this. Yes, as I mentioned, it increases self-desire. It means you are a very goal-oriented person. I want these kind of results only. And in this, you would be indulging into a lot of wrong things, or you will thinking about wrong habits, and you will be thinking about the anything which is delusion, or maybe you always mode of tamaguna. You will overeating, or you will be overthinking, which is not in your control. So these food, when you eat non-veg, you will be impacted because of this. And because of this, what will happen? You will be energetic, but in your body negativity comes in your body, because if you're negative, then you might take wrong decision or wrong path, which would be impacting in your personal life and in your family life also. So technically these kind of foods, basically which is tamaguna food, we should avoid, and we should not be having these kind of foods over the period. If anyone is still continuing, they can start slowly and steadily stop this, because if you're going into professional into a spiritual journey, these will impact you as a person, and will be always an obstacle for you, because you will not care for others, you will not think for others. So that's the reason. Yeah, our motto is, these animals also says, yes, love us, not hate us. So all the lives are precious. So just think about what we are trying to say here now, and we'll quote the few examples which is from Shastra, from Bhagavad Gita. In this, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says in 14.4, chapter 14, sloka 4, in this, Sarva Yonishi Kontesha. So in this, Krishna says, the I am the original father of all the animal. It might be you, me, any ants, dogs, cat, anyone. So he says that I am the beach pradadita of the all the living entities, all spirit souls. So these are souls. So we should not kill, or we should not eat the flesh of these animals. So in this, Krishna clearly says that all material in material world, it might be animal, it might be anything. They are spirit souls, any living entity. So Krishna is the supreme father, and he is instructing that you don't have right to kill or eat flesh. That's reason this shloka says about the why we should not kill animal and why we should not eat non-vegetarian. Manusmriti has interesting fact on this. One is Adhyaya 5 and Shloka 45. In this, the person who kills non-violent, helpless animal for his pleasure, neither becomes happy in lifetime or nor after that. You might have listened very famous proverb that मरने के बाद भी सुख नहीं मिला, उसके पहले भी नहीं मिला. Because of this, because we are trying to get sin, accumulate sin, and we are trying to accumulate lot of tamasic or tamaguna in ourselves. We will not be happy once we go when we are living, or when we die. So that's the saying of from this Manusmriti shloka. Because these animals are not violent, because they are helpless, because they need our, and we are eating only why? For our taste buds. So we should not be doing this. That's what we are trying to say here from the shloka Manusmriti, from the Veda perspective. One more shloka says that Adhyaya 5 and shloka, if we eat animal in this world, let's say example, if we eat some kind of animal in this world, they will eat us in their world. That's the learning of from this shloka would be. So idea is to avoid, start developing good habits, uh, be in a mode of goodness, try to show karuna, daya, mamta to all these animals, and stop eating non-veg. And very one more example from Mahabharata shloka chapter 264 point says that we should not kill any animal. It might be uh, kills cow, bull, or because this is called as heinous crime. And cow in our tradition we worship as a mother. So we should any kind of animal killing is not justified in as per Shastra, unless there are some provisions on given by Shastra during certain days, certain times, and based on the recommendation from Shastra. And if we kill any these animal, if Mahabharata 115 point says that uh, if we kill these kind of animals for our taste buds, we will be always in misery. And whenever we take new birth, we have to continue. We have to come in same form. Suppose uh, if we kill goat, we will be next birth taking the same species. That's what the shlokas try to say, that if we eat these flesh or them kill them during the while consuming these kind of foods. Okay, thank you. I think so. That's what we have covered today. I'll just quickly summarize what we have tried to learn in this session. Our objective was to make you aware about the what are different kinds of food um, uh, in place of veg and non-veg. So, sattvic food, rajasic food, and tamasic food. And based on this consumption of the foods, we attain the gunas: sattvic guna, uh, sattvic gun, rajasic, and tamaguna. And based on this, we take action or we have the results. Suppose in satoguna, uh, our mind is pure, we have controlled nature, we are not hankering about the what should be final outcome. Whereas in Rajasic Guna, Rajasic quality or Rajasic food, when we eat these foods, so we would be energetic, we would be seeking pleasure and taste buds. Where in Tamasic, we will indulge into different or wrong things, what it is not expected from a good individual. And as per Shastras, there are various there are various qualities and reasons Risaya said where we should not eat non-veg based on this. And what are disadvantage of having these kind of non-veg food, and what are the impact of on our health, and this will create a lot of tamaguna tamas in ourselves, and which is and seeking this taking us to more toward darkness and developing wrong habits over the period. Yes. Thank you, everyone. If anyone have any questions based on the session what we have taken today, please please ask me questions based on this, and I will try to answer based on my capacity and blessing from the teacher. Yes, please. Anyone who has raised hand? Unmay. Unmay, unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Sir, foods are also divided into gunas.
Sorry, can you come back again?
Foods are also divided into gunas.
Yeah, based on the food what you will have. Yes, based on the food what you will have, it gives you gunas. And then based on the gunas, you will take an action. And what you will action you will take, you will get the results. So based on the having food, results will come based on that. What you will have, what you will do, on what result would be coming. So if you want to study, in this example, I will show you. You have to get up early in the morning. If you have to study for the exam, study for the school, then do your homework. If you're not studying, then you are not doing your homework, you will get the instruction from the class teacher or school that you have not done. Sign in your uh, calendar or something, diary. This person has not done thing. So since you have not taken proper, you can say result, you've not taken the proper action on based on the your expected outcome, expected things to do. The outcome is that you will get the signature. So that same thing happens with the food qualities. What food, which type of food you will have, you will develop the similar qualities and get the results, and the action would be based on that only. Okay. Yes, Arav. Arav, unmute yourself.
Okay. So,
Yes, please ask your question.
like you said that like non-veg food is bad, right? But our teachers say that like our school teachers say that we should eat non-veg food because it is rich in proteins and vitamins.
Uh, can you, because your voice is unclear, can you repeat again once again?
So, you said that like non-veg food is bad, right?
Hmm. Yes. Please.
But our school teachers say that we should eat non-veg food like egg, meat, so we will get our body will get vitamins and minerals.
Okay, fine. See, as per Shastras, we have learned about three kind of foods. So based on the food what we'll eat, we'll acquire the qualities and gunas. Now, things are bad because we are killing the animal first. Second, uh, suppose if you consume non-veg, which is uncooked, unhygienic, how you can eat the unhygienic food which is uncooked or semi-cooked? That's one. Second, if you eat these kind of quality, these food, you will get the qualities. You will be more in the darkness, or more ignorance would be high. And what expected if you be in satoguna, the results what you'll expect would be in terms of the what is desired. You will not hanker. You will have control on your mind. Whereas if you have these kind of foods, you lose control on yours, because you are not able to control yourself, because you're eating which you are getting tamsic guna in yourself. Once you gain more these gunas, what will happen? You will always try to justify your act. There will always imbalance in your body, because excess amount of anything which is excess in your body, which is beyond, which is not natural thing, it will impact you as a person. And if you eat these kind of these foods, what will happen? One is you are killing the animals. Second, the ignorance or darkness, you are more spiritual practices get hampered because of this. If you are trying to focus on certain good learnings, you are doing puja or something in your morning day to day. If you're killing something, killing someone, which is naturally is against natural justice, then it should be avoided. I personally believe on this factor.
So, sir, like, if we eat like non-veg food, we are not pure, right? Like for the but like the like spiritual practices, we are not like trendy. They're not like that much pure.
Hare Krishna,
Or like
Arav.
we eat the
Can you please check your connection? You are
You're
not
bre-
audible properly.
you're breaking in the between.
okay. Okay, sir.
Yes. Anyone? Arushi, you can ask your question. Arushi. Arushi, Rehan, unmute yourself if you want to ask your question.
Arushi, you got an option to unmute.
Rehan, if you want to ask. Okay. Lokin or M. Gautam.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir,
M. Gautam, you can ask your question.
why is onion and garlic at a tamasic guna, sir?
Yeah.
They say that it's good for health.
Yeah, as per Vedic philosophy, as per Shastra, onion garlic has them some medicinal qualities. That's the reason you will find it's been used in medicines and have the impact on the health when person consume this. But if you are doing spiritual practices, it is considered as tamasic because it it gives you what? First is the extra excitements, a lot of energy, or you can say ignorance in yourself, and you disregard for others. That's one. Second, it is considered to be uh, tamasic food. Reason is that because of the qualities what we gain from this.
Okay, sir.
Anyone more? Or have you already asked? I think so. No one has raised hand. Anyone has questions? You can raise your hands. I will be. Ayana, you want to ask something? Yes. Please unmute yourself.
Sir, what is the example of tamasic food?
Anything which is we discussed about the non-vegetarian food, and second maybe meat, flesh, or maybe eggs. These will classify under tamasic food. Then anything maybe suppose if you're having papaya which is already stale, that will come under the tamasic food. Many more which is overripe, maybe which is stale, that will come under the tamasic food. Essentially, the non-vegetarian comes in the tamasic food.
Yes, sir.
You, Ayushi Anup, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Sir, is it okay if I have sattvic food from now on?
It's always best to have sattvic food, whereas occasionally maybe since you're already in the this journey, so Rajsik is also essential over the bit, but Tamsik is totally to be avoided.
Yes, sir.
Mataji, any more? I think so. No one has raised the hand. You cannot see.
No, sir. It's done. Sir, here's a question. Is it
Yeah.
mandatory to be vegetarian? Like, few are non-veg and they are like, can we join the session if we are non-vegetarian? Are we forcing someone to be vegetarian?
No. So our objective is to make you aware about the different types of food what we eat and what are the qualities we'll gain through having these kind of food. We are not enforcing you to be vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Our idea is to make you aware what is the right fit food for yourself. Once uh, you are into spiritual journey, one. Second, professionally, if you want to be strong, and over the period, if you want to be a better person, because idea is to be having some goal in life. That's one. Second, how we want to achieve the goal in life, that's important. For this, we have to follow certain path, and we are trying to help you to show you the path, so at least you can connect to yourself and maybe follow the journey. That's the idea would be. So we are not an enforcing agency. We are just trying to help you to understand what is right, what is wrong, and then you make your decision. And over the coming sessions, we'll explain you more things which would be suitable and adaptable for you over the period. Any more, Mataji? I think so. I do not see any raised hands.
No, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Hopefully, you are doing great. Okay. See you tomorrow.